Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of Blank the series. Anuing is certain as soon as she sees my reaction. I'm not one who beats around the bush because it's annoying. And I am also very direct. So I get right to the point. Okay. It's something. What is it? Can you pretend nothing happened? Let's do a reset, and let's start from zero. Everything goes quiet. Along with the sound of prayers, there's a sound that makes my heart ache. Sob. Anuing starts to sob. It's as if she already knows that what was bothering me was about last night. As the cheerful woman starts to sob, she covers her mouth with her hand so that she's not too loud. Why? We were good this morning. What did you think last night was? One asks, as my thoughts are battling inside my head. Should I be gentle or go for broke in order to put an end to this? Actually, if we don't talk about it, we can pretend that it didn't happen. Like that kiss. It is nothing if we do not talk about it. Love. Is it really love? It was for me. But for Auntie, stare at the petite woman in front of me and say the words like the cruel person I have been all my life. You're just something to get my mind off of my nightmare. You said that you would do anything. That's what you were doing last night. The petite woman backs away, out of strength. She nods slowly and walks away without saying anything more. Why didn't she say something? Why did she go quietly? Mewing. The petite frame slowly fades away without hearing what I have to say. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Anuing again since my grandmother's funeral. It's been almost 2 weeks. We haven't contacted each other. The cheerful woman probably doesn't want to have anything to do with me anymore. Though I'm aching inside, I can understand that. It's probably for the best. We are not suitable for each other. We shouldn't start anything between us. It's lucky that I'm moving to my palace, so it's easier for me because I'm busy moving. It keeps me from going crazy. I haven't been back here for 7 years or so. Many things happened while I was away. It's a place full of memories. Is that everything? Sam, who is assisting me with the move, asks cheerfully because she is afraid we'll change my mind and leave this place vacant. That's all. Are you sure you won't move back here with me? It's too far from my office. But I will definitely make frequent visits. When I'm here, I can think of our grandmother. And my little sister is about to cry again, so I hug her to console her as I laugh. Don't cry for others to witness too often. It's a sign of weakness. Our grandmother is my weak spot. I really can't pretend to put on a brave face. It will pass. This is good. At least I still have you, who I can whine with. What about your girlfriend? I want to look cool when I'm with Mon. Let's say, I will come to you if I want to cry. I laugh at my little sister. We continue to put everything inside the palace. I am now the most powerful person in this palace. I'll call it home. My title is of no use, except for looking cool on my personal ID. I'm now the caretaker of this house, in place of my grandmother. It's good. I no longer have to pay for rent. As for the will, Sam told me that we will open it next week. I don't really care about that because, no matter how much I get, they don't belong to me. I intend to use it for the upkeep of this palace. As for myself, I will have to continue to search for my dream and talent. When things start to get back to normal and I'm done with the move, I have nothing to do and am starting to become anxious. I can't sleep. It's not the first night that I can't sleep. In the daytime, I can pretend to forget about everything. But when the night comes, I think only about Anuing and our night together. Thoughts of the petite woman's smothering touches that made it hard for me to catch my breath come to mind. Crazy. It's not that I haven't done that kind of thing before. What's wrong with me? That night, I slept at 6 a.m. Have you contacted A Newing lately? Chet is visiting me at the palace today. He talks about his daughter eagerly. Normally, he only sees A Newing with me as the middle person because he doesn't want to meet her grandmother if he can avoid it. They met at the funeral, and A Newing's grandmother wasn't happy to learn that he was the one who impregnated her daughter. No. You're normally together all the time. Did you fight? She's already a university student. She probably prefers to be with her friends. But A Newing is not one to prefer others over you. Can you arrange for me to meet my daughter? I want to see her. You're her father, arrange to meet her yourself. It's your right. I'm not close to her yet. Though A Newing speaks to me politely, I can tell there's still a wall between us. I don't dare. 11. If you don't dare contact her, then don't meet her. That's all there is to it. Aside from Chet bugging me about that cheerful woman today, someone else calls to bug me in the evening. It's someone I never thought would call me on the phone. It's Pinfa's mother's voice on the line. She seems uncomfortable calling me on the phone. Ever since she knows who I really am, I feel superior to her every time we converse. How are you doing, A Newing's grandma? No. Have you met up with A Newing lately? I know you're probably busy with the funeral and everything. But I have to ask. She's not with me. We haven't met for a while. Really? She comes home quite late lately. Sometimes she doesn't come home at all. I thought she was with you. It's okay, then. I'll call her. I'm a bit worried, but I didn't ask anything. 2 people have talked about A Newing today. If there were a third, I would think that she's trying to call for my attention. To have money by being home and doing nothing is very boring. I almost forgot why I ran away from home to live my own life. It was because I lacked motivation to live because I had everything. It's the same now. My grandmother's asset, a home for which I do not have to pay rent, and 3 full meals a day are boring me. That was until there was a call from an unfamiliar number at 11:30 p.m. Who is this? Please introduce yourself. I'm not familiar with your voice. I pull the phone from my ear to look at it to make sure that it's my phone. Folk? That boy who followed A Newing around like a lost dog? How did you get my number? From the place you used to rent. I went to look for you, but you weren't there, so I asked for your phone number. And yes. This is the 3rd person today. Why are you calling me? Isn't it a bit late to be? I sit up and try to connect the dots in my head. Did something happen to A Newing? What happened to A Newing? After I learn about what happened to A Newing, I rush out of home in my grandmother's beautiful European car, which is mine now, to go see A Newing. Folk called to tell me that A Newing is very attached to her friends these days. She hangs out with them all the time and doesn't go home. In addition, a lot of people are making advances toward her, and the naughty one gives everyone a chance without even bothering to screen them. That includes Folk, whom she said she didn't like. Why am I frustrated about this? And why am I driving this fast to go see her? And I ended up at a pub behind a famous private university. It's not A Newing's university, yet the cheerful woman ends up here. Folk is waiting for me. He raises his hands to pay me respect before he leads me inside the pub named Pub. So stupid. When I see A Newing dancing wildly in her university uniform, I immediately want to burn this stupid pub down. Newing. Newing. I grab the petite woman's arm. She probably didn't hear me at first. She turns to stare at me. Her eyes are honey sweet due to the alcohol in her body. The cheerful woman just looks at me and smiles. I must be really drunk to see you here. Why don't you go home? You're being very naughty. It's really Auntie Newing. Long time, no.
See?
Anewing gives me her Duchenne smile as her eyes.